Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I will create an expert advisor based on an elephant candlestick. So let me start by explaining what an elephant candlestick basically is. The elephant candlestick is a candlestick that is significantly bigger than the previous candlestick. Uh, This can be like 3 times bigger, 4 times bigger, 5 times bigger than the previous candlestick. This is something that is up to us basically, but from just looking at the screen, I think it's pretty easy to spot these candlesticks. So for example, this is an instance of an elephant candlestick. So this is the previous candlestick, this is the current candlestick, which is significantly bigger. This is another instance of elephant candlestick, and if we look for another instance, we can find one right here. So this will be just like an experiment basically, because I am curious to see whether elephant candlesticks are something that if it's something that is like that can be used for a price prediction or not. Because if you think about it, it should be something that should, for example, set the current trend, basically, or it should be something that can tell us when the price will change. And yeah, let's test it out. So I will go here to my MT5 editor, and I will go here into the experts folder and into the YouTube folder, which is right here. And I will create a new file called elephant EA. Yeah, and this EA will require one input, one initial input. It's possible that I will add more inputs as we progress in the video, but yeah, for the start I will need the, let's call it, how to call it, coefficient, so coef. And basically this will tell us how many times the current candlestick has to be bigger than the previous candlestick in order to to count it as an elephant candlestick basically. And let's start at a value of 6 as initial value. We can change that later. Okay, so I don't need any of these functions, so I will leave all of these boxes unchecked. Let's click on next and finish. So this is what we are working with. So let me start by deleting all of these comments right here, because I want a clear work environment. So just 1 second. Yeah, just 1 second, and we are good to go. So yeah, so this is what we start with. Sorry. The first thing that I have to do when creating an expert advisor is to always include the trade library, which I can use with MQL5, which basically allows me to open buy and sell positions. So I will create an instance of this trade library and I will call it trade. So yeah, and also because I will need bid and ask price for opening buy and sell positions later in the video, I will create two global variables, ask and bid price. So this is what I need to do in order to start. And yeah, let's get to the exciting stuff here. So in order to be able to open a buy and sell position after there was an elephant bar, I need a function that will be able to detect such bars. Yeah. So what I will do here is that I will create a boolean function, boolean because it will return either true or false, which will be, or let's create an integer function, because yeah, it will return certain number for bullish elephant bar and for bearish elephant bar, and let's call it elephant bar detection function. Okay, and yeah, spotting these bars will be extremely easy, because basically what we have to do is that we have to check the last two candlesticks and just compare them together. But the issue, or it won't be an issue basically, but what we have to discuss is like the shift. So if you have been working in MQL5 for some time now, you know that when we want to get the price for a candlestick, there is something called shift parameter. And basically the shift parameter, if I go for the current candlestick, shift parameter for this candlestick is 0. Shift parameter for the previous candlestick is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on, basically. Yeah? So it's like the how many candlesticks into the history we want to go. And the thing that we will do is that we will use shift of 1 and 2. So when we will be on this candlestick, we will check for the previous two candlesticks. It won't be that like we will be using shift of 0 and 1, because in that case we would be using the current candlestick, which can change basically, because yeah, that can change. So that's why I will be using shift of 1 and 2. So let's just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's firstly get all of the important data that we need in order like to check for an elephant bar. So I will create current and now I'm not sure if like we should only measure the like open or close minus open, or high minus low. I think it's just like the body, because for example this candlestick would be an elephant candlestick with the wicks basically, but what we want to do is that we only want to compare the bodies of these candlesticks. Okay, so current close will be i.close symbol period current shift 1, as we discussed before, and current open will be i.close symbol period current shift of 1. And then for the previous candlestick, or for the candlestick with shift 2, I think we can like we can check high. No, I will also check only the close and open, so the body. So previous close is the same thing, but with shift of 2, and previous open I open symbol period shift of 2. Okay, so now it will be very simple, but I have an error here because so let's get to it. So what we will do is that we will create a double variable called body current. Okay, so this is for the elephant candlestick, and I will take an absolute value here because yeah, it will be easier. So open, and then I will also create the same for the previous body, which is mat absolute as well, and previous close minus previous open. So yeah, and now what I can do is that I can create a boolean variable which will be called something like is elephant, and here I will check. So if previous, so times the coefficient is lower, is smaller than the current, then is elephant is equal to true, otherwise it's not. I know that I don't have to type here this stuff because basically this is just like this would be enough, but I want this to be clear here. Okay, and then so if is elephant, I will check here, and yeah, so if is elephant, then I have to check whether it's bullish or bearish. So if current close is higher than current open, then I will return number 1, else return number 2. So this is for elephant that goes up, so in upward, 2 is for downward, and 0 is for no elephant bar. Okay, so this is simple. So now what I will do is that I will create a variable called signal, and let's assign it the elephant bar detection function basically. And yeah, now what we have to do is that we have to check. So if signal is equal 1, then we will open by position. Else if signal equals 2, then I will open sell position. Yeah, it's just as easy as that. And I will also check for positions total to be equal to 0, because I don't want to have multiple positions basically opened at once. And now I can do the rest. So iterate with buy position. I also need to update the ask price, so symbol info double, symbol ask, bid price will be symbol double as well, so symbol and symbol bid. And now, so for buy position it's ask 0.01 for lot size, null for symbol, ask, and now stop loss take profit. So let's create 2 more input variables. So here, so input double take profit points, let's set the initial value to 100, and then input double stop loss points, let's set that to 500 as an initial value. So ask minus stop loss points times point for stop loss, and for take profit ask plus take profit points times point. And I can set a command to buy. And now let's just copy it here, paste it here, change a few things. So bit plus and bit minus, and just change this to sell, and we are good to go. It's that easy. Yeah, and because I have already initialized the variables, I have to have this symbol in here. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's open the tester, and let's find the YouTube folder, and let's find the elephant EA visual mode, and let's just see what will happen. So we are already opening a position, so let's check if it's true. And it seems like, based on our conditions, this is true, because this is 6 times bigger than the previous candlestick, so we can change that parameter in a second. So this is also something that we like to see, because yeah, this is what we are basically waiting for this type of candlesticks. And another candlestick right here, but this is basically, we are opening buy position here because this is an elephant candlestick in comparison to the previous one. Okay, so here is our sell, so this is elephant candlestick, and yeah, so far this works as it should be, basically based on our conditions. This works exactly as you wanted it to work. So now let's do a few things. The first thing is that I will change the coefficient to something like 10, and I will start the non-visual test in order to see what will happen, and it doesn't look that great. So yeah, I can't, like, this is something that yeah, This is something that could be expected because we haven't optimized the EA. So the chances of picking us like a profitable inputs or input values just by luck are very low. So what I can do is that I can go here to the optimization and I can optimize all of these. So the coefficient, let's start at 6, step 1 to 20, take profit, 50, step 50, let's go to 1000, and we can do the same thing with here, but let's go to 1050 points. So this should not take long because the EA is very simple basically. And let's see if there's any like combination of the input values which can yield into being profitable. So yeah, basically what you are looking for is for this number or this value to be higher than 1. If it's higher than 1, then it's profitable. If it's below 1, then it's losing money. Yeah, so let's wait for this backtest to finish, and let's also think of ways how we can like improve this EA, because obviously it's not enough like just to check for these candlesticks and then open positions based on them. What could help us is like to get an information about the current price or about the current market conditions. Basically we can check whether the market is overbought or oversold and then combine it with the elephant candlestick. So yeah, the optimization is finished and the best result was this one with coefficient of 6, take profit points, stop loss points. Okay, let's try this out. And this seems nice. Yeah, this seems nice. But I guess like if we change this date, the first date, to something like 2017, then let's see what happens after that. Yeah. Okay, so this is a bad period, but from here this looks nice. So what I will do is that I will start next optimization on the last 7 years. I will click start, and then I will also go back here, and during this optimization I will add the overbought oversold condition basically. So adding this will be, or doing this will be the easiest way to do this is by adding an RSI indicator basically, or you can use any oscillator basically, but RSI or stochastics or MACD or ADX, all of these are fairly similar. ADX is a little bit different and it wouldn't be that easy to use it, but RSI, stochastics, MACD, it's all the same basically, so you can use different indicators for this. So I will just do it very quickly here. So input integer RSI period, and on init RSI, handle is RSI, symbol period, current, moving average, RSI period, and price close. Okay, so this is easy. And then let's also create function which will return market state. Okay, so it will return 1 for overbought, 2 for oversold, 0 for neither of them. So double RSI array, let's copy buffer, so RSI handle, sorry, RSI handle 0, 0, 1, RSI array. And now let's check. So return 0, this is our like initial, or this is like our last thing that we do here if there's not an overbought or oversold state of the market. So if RSI array, or let's do it like this, so and state is equal, so RSI array 0 is higher than 70, then it's overbought, and we will return 2 because it will be the same as for the sell signal basically. If this is not the case, then we will check if RSI array position 0 is lower than 30. If this is the case, then I will assign it value of 1. And yeah, if neither of those are, then I will just assign it value of 0, and I will return the variable here. So let's check the backtest. Okay, it's still in the progress, and it should take some time. I don't like this, so I'll just check. You know what I will do? I will simply use MQL5 cloud network, so it will be much faster. And yeah, so in the meantime, I will finish the coding part here. So signal here, and let's create a next variable called market state, and let's assign it the market state function basically. And now we can check, and market state equals to 1 and market state equals to 2. So these are like our conditions for the RSI. So as we can see here, this is done. So let's check the best setting without an RSI. Okay, this is weird because this should be profitable. So what's happening? Okay. No, I want to run this, so okay, this is weird. Yeah, because I'm now using the RSI. Yeah. So I will just disable this for a moment because I'm basically using the new version of the EA with the old optimization results. So what's happening with this? Okay, now it should be correct. Yeah, so this is like the best, and this seems nice. Like this seems like a legit trading strategy, as we can see here. So now let's add the RSI conditions as we did right here, and let's check. So another test will be done, and let's start with RSI. I will also change this to 3. So RSI at 6, let's increase by 2, and let's go to 30. And let's click on start, and let's see what will happen. So we can already see some profitable combinations, but the number of positions is just very low. Sorry. So let's wait for this test to finish. But to be honest, like this performed pretty well, because with the last backtest that was a nice result. Like this is something that also, because when you go about creating a trading strategies, I always try to like focus on principles that make sense. And when you take a look at something like this basically makes sense, because the elephant bar basically tells you that there's a shift in the price action, so it should be profitable in the long run. Yeah, if it's slightly profitable, it doesn't matter basically, but because it's still profitable. And okay, so the optimization is done, and what we can see from the results is that adding RSI dramatically decreases the number of positions, which is something that I don't like. So what I will try to find is, for example, this option, which has a relatively not a high number of positions, but compared to the other optimization results, it does have higher number of positions. So let's run this backtest. And yeah, so here we have very low number of take profit points, very high stop loss points. Okay, so obviously adding RSI is not that great. Yeah, the EA was performing well without the RSI. With RSI, it's a garbage. So I will remove the RSI condition, and I will optimize this on one more symbol, just to see if we can like find any other good settings for Euro USD now. So I will leave out the RSI period because I'm not using RSI anymore. And let's click on start and let's see what happens. Once again, it should be very, very quick because the EA is very simple. So let's see what happens. And yeah, this is something that I like to see. When you check this, the take profit points and stop loss points are the same. So there's a risk reward ratio of 1, which is nice. And this shows us that there's a statistical edge, basically. Yeah. So if you have the same take profit and stop loss, and you have a profitable result, then you have a trading edge, and that's something that we aim at. So the optimization is done. This is the best setting. So if we run this, let's see what happens. Yeah, so this is something that I like to see as well. Yeah, it's like a good, honest strategy. So one more time, I will change this to 50-minute time frame just to see what happens, because this is quite interesting. I don't know if it's interesting for you as well, but for me it is, and therefore I will test this a few more times. So yeah, so on 50-minute time frame it performs well as well. We can see that 114, which is okay basically. And what I like to see is that the take profit and stop loss is quite high. So this tells me that the EA is not like overfitted, because what you always, or not always, but very often see with EAs is that it uses very imbalanced risk reward ratio. So this is something that's not happening here, and that's a good thing. So let's test the best setting here. And yeah, this is nice. This is very, very nice. So let's try one more symbol. So GBP USD. This is something that this is a symbol that I like to use very much. So let's just do two more optimization. One for 50-minute time frame. The second one for 1 hour time frame. And then I think we are finished with this EA. So to assess, to make an assessment of this EA, I think that this is not something that I would use on my personal account. And but on the other hand, it's something that can be turned into profitable EA if combined with a right indicator, probably, or something like that. So on 50-minute it doesn't perform that well, so let's change it to 1 hour time frame. The rule, or you can often see with EAs, is that as you go higher with the time frame, the EA starts to be more profitable basically, and that's something that we see here as well. So now this is a better result than on 50-minute time frame. Okay, so let's wait. Okay, so yeah, let's check the best setting here. And yeah, why not? Why not? Like, this is still profitable. It's an honest strategy, basically. It does make sense, which is something that I like to see. And yeah, this is like something that you should aim for. Yeah. Over optimizing and overfitting your EAs with too many indicators and conditions and exceptions, it's not something that can be profitable in the long run. This is something that can be profitable in the long run, because if I would optimize the lot sizing as well, this is something that can give you a return of of like 30, 40, 50%. So that's nice. Anyway, I think this is going to be all for this video. It was fun, to be honest. I didn't expect this simple thing to be this effective, but yeah, it is obviously. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.